on you, then I hope this does the trick. But I'm sick of your complaining about how many bills. And I'm sick of all your bitching about your poodles and your pills. And I just can't see no humor about your way of life. And I think I can do more for you if you see something nice. There's only one thing you let go for. Ain't one night now, come back for more. I gotta get this off my chest. Take one night now, spit out the rest. So I called my head shaver. I told him what I'd done. He said you best go on and write it. I hope you have some fun. Don't go first to bubble. All these folks in your room, cause you won't get in no trouble. It's that kind of rule. I'm smoking up the junk man, and then they go get stiff. And I dancing in the yacht club with Muff and Uncle Bill. Like a one good thing to happen when you toss your first way. The attitude may taste like shit, but for real good with life. There's only one thing you can go do. Take one right now, go back over. I gotta get this off my chest. Take one right now, spit out the rest.
What?
Dude, come on, we gotta study for this test. No, too tired. I don't wanna do it. No. We gotta study. Come on, we gotta study for this goddamn test. Fine, whatever. It's so. What does this mean? I don't understand what this means. Do you not understand the concept of the 4 factors of production? Is it that hard to get it through your tiny little stupid brain?
Yes.
The 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. The 4 main types of resources that people use to make things. Just remember that. What? Like, okay, are you a fan of collecting DVDs? What do you think? Do you not ever see me walking around school every day with this big pile of DVDs? Okay, so like if I wanted to buy this DVD of the TV series, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, I'd have to explain what would go into making this DVD, the materials to make it, the places it travels to, and finally the people who sell it on Amazon for $450. Okay, well that's... I guess that makes sense, but What does this graph represent right here? This huge graph that you're giving me right here? Like, say this one DVD would set me back $450. I'd only give myself a monthly budget of $450. Then I can only buy this one DVD. Simple, right? Okay, then. And so for every $450 I spend, I can only get one little, stupid, useless, overpriced, expensive, scratched up Billy and Mandy DVD. God, my acting in this video is so bad. It's so bad. Oh, whatever. Okay then. But if I'm smart and realize that these Amazon sellers are just straight up clowns, and that I can save my money by not spending $450 on one single DVD, then I can instead splurge myself in these crappy, unwanted, rejected, nonsensical, straight up god-awful dollar store movies. Things like Stuart Little 3 or Shark Boy and Lava Girl or some nonsense. And of course these DVDs only cost 1/4, 7 nickels, 3 dimes, and 10 pennies a piece. Okay. Or I can be really smart and instead buy DVDs that only cost $5 a piece but are also quality movies. Okay. Or I can buy some of these dollar store DVDs and resell them on Amazon for a higher price and get some money out of it. I can be like this guy and sell Stuart Little 3 for $30. But whatever I decide to do, this graph will help me keep track of how much I have to spend on DVDs with the budget I have, which is again $450. So either I can spend all of my hard-earned money by buying one DVD of Billy and Mandy, or I can buy $450 store movies and resell them, or I can buy 80 DVDs that just happen to cost $5 exactly each, or I can mix and match it. And with this graph, I can see what I spent on DVDs and show which ones I bought. Oh, okay, I get it now. And I might decide to do this specifically. I might go and buy 30 $5 movies and 300 dollar store movies, and then resell them on Amazon for $30 a piece and end up making exactly $8,850. And although there is technically a shortage of DVDs since people like to destroy them a lot,
You last airbender! This is what I think of it right here.
buying 330 all at once is not going to even make a dent in the amount that are available out there. It's a little known fact that there are more DVDs in the world than grains of sand on all beaches in the entire universe. And that is a fact.
is dead. That's what I said. Let the man rap a plan, said he'd send him home, but his hope wasn't wrong, and he should have known.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Cartoon Lover Productions, and today I'm finally back on camera. I'm finally filming another video for you guys, for those of you that still watch this channel. Today I'm finally going to be doing a list that I have been waiting to do for a long time. I did the top 20 best cartoons a long time ago. That was like, 6 or so months ago. And today I'm finally going to be doing a follow-up to that, which is the top 15 worst cartoons, in my opinion only. So obviously this is all my opinion. If you have any, complaints, just know that this is just opinion only. You can let me know in the comments, but don't be too negative or anything like that. Although I will say that most of these shows are ones that people do hate, so I feel like most people would agree with me on most of these. Some of these are a little bit more obscure. Most of these are pretty well known though, for being really bad and really horrible. So yeah, with that being said, top 15 worst cartoons of all time, in my opinion. Let's get it right into the list. Alright, so starting off here at number 15, we have The High Fructose Adventures of the Annoying Orange. So yeah, this show, oh my goodness. I mean, we're already starting off with a really bad one, and it's only going to get worse from here, so, that's a great sign. But anyway, so yeah, this show, old Cartoon Network show, lasted about 3 seasons, I think. It was based on the Annoying Orange, sketches on YouTube and everything. This one isn't really a cartoon, but I think it still counts nonetheless because it was on Cartoon Network and it does have some animation, some live action moments in it, so I think it still counts. But you can debate. But either way, I think it still deserves a mention at least. So yeah, this show is just annoying. Obviously, I never really liked the Annoying Orange in general on YouTube, and this show, was on TV, and it was just the worst thing ever. The fact that they got Tobuscus on this, another YouTuber, they got him on this show, that's just really sad, and, just a lot of talent went into this show, nothing ever really came of it. A lot of people really talk about the Fred show, though, on Nickelodeon, which is kind of battled out this show because they were both really hated and both, based on YouTube series that got turned into TV shows that didn't last very long. And obviously the Fred movies and everything like that. And there were a couple other shows on like Nickelodeon that had YouTubers. There was that Awesomeness TV show which had like sketches and stuff that were really stupid, and there were some other things like that. But the two main well-known ones were the Annoying Orange show and the Fred show, and both of those were terrible. But I would say that the Annoying Orange show is probably the worst of both of them. Honestly, I know that's kind of a bit controversial, maybe, but they're both really bad, so I guess it don't really matter. Coming in at number 14 here, we have the first Nickelodeon show we'll have on this list, but definitely not the last. We have Mr. Meaty. So a lot of people probably don't even know what this show is. If you're a little bit younger, you might not even know what this is. This was an old sketch show that was on, I'm not even sure the year date, I'll post it real quick, but it was around this time when it started, and I never really watched it when I was younger. I saw a few episodes later when I was older, and I was just disturbed as hell by the show. It's another kind of like weird puppet show with kind of like more juvenile humor than most Nickelodeon shows would allow. Like, I'm pretty sure this came out before like a lot of the gross out, like Fanboy and Chum Chum and Sanjay and Craig and all that bullshit. When Nickelodeon just like really went downhill, which we'll get into later. But this whenever this came out, I seriously can't remember the years. I should look it up. But yeah, this show was just really bad and was full of gross out humor that didn't work, and full of a lot of other weird, disturbing shit that just didn't play well. A lot of people don't like this show. Some people have nostalgia for it. I don't know, it's just weird. And it's also another show that, just isn't on any streaming sites or on DVD or anything. And I think that it deserves that. I think that it deserves to be forgotten about. I don't think anyone should have to remember this show because it's just awful. Coming in at number 13, we have the first preschool show, but again, obviously not the last. We have Peppa Pig on Nick Jr. So this, Australian show debuted in Australia in 2004, but it didn't really air in America till later, till like I was a little bit older when this show came out, so that's why I kind of hate it. If you guys know me, I have a lot of nostalgia for some preschool shows. A lot of the new stuff I didn't grow up with, I really just don't like. And this was one of those shows. So I think this came out around 2011 or so. Can't remember, but I'll show it again real quick. Yeah, this show is just horrible. This show, there's a lot of people that really like it, that grew up with it. And that's fine, if, you have your own generation of, preschool shows that come out that parents hate, kids love, older people hate, but whatever. Yeah, this show is just really annoying for me, and I just, never could get into it. The main characters are really bratty, really annoying, really loud, all the cliche, kind of stereotypical things in preschool shows, with Caillou and Dora and all that bullshit. So yeah, this show is just horrible. Coming at number 12, we have another show that isn't really a cartoon, but I would say it still counts because it was on preschool networks. We have JJ the Jet Plane. Oh my goodness. Where do we start with this one? So yeah, this show, like if you just took like the animation that they use in like Thomas and Friends and like shows like that where they have like the human faces like on the animated like flying objects, then it's pretty much, that's what this show is. It's, the faces playing on planes instead of trains, basically, and this show is just really weird. The animation is really bad and really, just unappealing to look at now. I watched this show when I was a kid and never really, thought anything of the animation, but now as a teenager, it's just awful, and I just can't stand watching this anymore. And I know they're actually making a revival of it, which I saw the animation for, and looks way better than the original. So, if it actually is successful, it could be, like, it honestly could have been a good show, or at least a decent one if the animation wasn't so god-awful, but, just doesn't work out that way sometimes. Coming in at number 11, we have another Nickelodeon show. We have one that a lot of people are going to probably assume is on this list, and it definitely is for me. Fanboy and Chum Chum, yes. Oh my god, this show is so bad. This show is so horrible. I blame this show for the downfall of Nickelodeon. Like, this was like the first of many awful shows that Nick did back in like 2009. And this was also around the time when SpongeBob was getting pretty bad, and like, Fairly Odd Parents, and like all the good shows were starting to get bad. And then all the new stuff that was coming out was just starting to get really bad. The downfall of this, and then Tough Puppy was alright. That was like the only good one that came out after like 2009. And there were like some of the cool like action shows that came out afterwards, like Legend of Korra and the Ninja Turtles shows and stuff like that. But I never really watched those. But I saw this, Sanjay and Craig, Breadwinners, Pig Go Banana Cricket, etc. All that stuff. And this isn't the worst of the bunch. One of the ones I just named will be on the list later. If you guys want to guess what it is, go ahead in the comments and everything. But yeah, this show is just bad. Everyone knows it. There's nothing more to say. Number 10, we have Teen Titans Go. Again, another one that a lot of people are going to be wondering about for this list. And for me, it's definitely on the list. It's definitely the worst thing that Cartoon Network has ever done in their entire history. And like, they've made some pretty bad decisions. With CN Real was a total flop. And I hear now they're actually going to start doing this like preschool block that's going to be on in the morning, and they're going to play like Caillou and stuff like that, which is really weird. And then they're going to still play Adult Swim, at 8 o'clock through like 5 a.m. But so Cartoon Network is only going to be like 6 hours now, which is really bizarre and really doesn't make sense. But obviously it means that they're not going to play Teen Titans Go for 14 hours a day, because that's what the main thing with this show is, that people say they play it way too much. It's way too many episodes of it have been made, and no one likes it, so why are they making more episodes? With the generation, there's some people, some kids out there that really like it, and some that really don't. I've met people that hate it and some that love it. I don't know, it's weird, but the generation. So honestly, this show is rather harmless compared to, like, in terms of the actual quality of it. It's not horrible, but just advertising it, playing it way too much, and saying it's your new favorite CN show, it's just insulting and really annoying. I will say the movie is good. The movie wasn't bad. I saw it. It was great. 8 tier, honestly. 8 out of 10. But the show is probably like a 3 out of 10. So, yeah. Coming in at number 9, we have another kind of Cartoon Network show. More Adult Swim, but it's Mr. Pickles. Mr. Pickles is an Adult Swim show. You know, it follows the same kind of route as the other Adult Swim shows. You know, it's weird animation, it's a disturbing plot, it's a disturbing show, and it's just a really bad show. Um, Not the worst, again, not the worst Adult Swim show in the world, but not the best either. You know, it's super violent, it's super juvenile, it's super disturbing. It's just ridiculous as all hell, and I hope that it doesn't ever come back because it got canceled. I think it got canceled after like 3 seasons, and then they did a kind of spin-off called Mama Named Me Sheriff, which was really bad also. And I hope it never comes back because it was really bad. Coming in at number 8, we have a really obscure show that no one's probably ever heard of that I'm going to talk a lot about here, is High School USA. So this show aired on Fox for 1 season, lasted about 12 episodes, aired around 2013, I think, back when I guess they were trying to be more adult with their adult cartoons, I guess. You know, and they played this and another show called Axe Cop, which I've never seen, but I've heard pretty good things about it. But yeah, these two shows aired and lasted only 1 season each, and they played them at like 11 o'clock because they were so like raunchy that they couldn't even play them during the day. They couldn't even play them when they played like Family Guy and Bob's Burgers and stuff. They had to play them later in the day because they were like so inappropriate and so disturbing. And they got canceled after 1 season, and then they started playing reruns of them on FX, and that again didn't last too long, and then they just cut them off completely from television, never to be seen again. And I'm so glad that that's the case because this show is horrible. This show morally is disturbing. It tackles them like it tries to be like tackling serious issues, with teenagers in school, stereotypical issues, but every single issue they do, it fails miserably. The one episode I saw was just so bad and was like probably one of the most disturbing episodes I've ever seen of any TV show ever. I'm not even going to talk about it here. I'll talk about it in a separate video because it was just so fucking stupid and so disturbing. So yeah, High School USA, number 8. Coming in at number 7 here, we have Little Einsteins. Oh my god, this show is so bad. So this is the first and only Disney show on the list, Disney Junior obviously. And this show is, let's talk about it. So yeah, when I was younger, I never liked this show, always hated it, never cared about it. Saw it like maybe once or twice in, kindergarten, first grade. Hated it, never wanted to watch it ever again. But the main reason why I really don't like the show is because I don't know what the hell happened, but in like 5th or 6th grade, this like trend was going around of people singing the theme song, the "We're going on a trip and our favorite rocket ship," that horrible bullshit song. I know they were singing that, in like 5th and 6th grade. And it was just the most annoying thing ever. And teachers were always telling them to shut the fuck up, and they would never do it. And it was just so bad. And I don't understand the whole, if it was like for nostalgia or like to be annoying little assholes or whatever. I just don't really understand it. My computer. There we go. So yeah, this show is just horrible. And I'm so glad it got canceled. I don't even know when it got canceled, but I'm just so glad that no one talks about it anymore. Because, like, honestly, it's the worst thing that Disney Junior has ever done. I'm not even that big on Disney Junior. Didn't watch much of it growing up, and I can respect some shows from it now, like Bluey and stuff like that. But even Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is alright. But this show is just awful, and I'm so glad that it's not on anymore and no one talks about it anymore. Coming in at number 6 here is definitely my most controversial opinion on the whole list. Definitely, at this point, like probably the only one that many people are going to disagree with me with. We have Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty, one of the worst adult cartoons out there. One of the most boring, probably the most overrated TV show of all time, in my opinion. Like, even just non-cartoon, like, just anything. It's, like, still probably the most overrated show ever. Because I hear so much stuff about it online. People saying, philosophically it's awesome. It's so storytelling. It's so action-packed. It's funny. It's emotional. It's all this stuff. And, I've seen that with other shows, and I can respect the other shows. Obviously Gravity Falls is great. Avatar The Last Airbender, I've seen, and it's pretty good. Regular Show is awesome, but, with all with all those, like, big fan base shows, Steven Universe, Adventure Time, this is one of those shows, and I just don't understand the fan base. I don't understand anything that people say about it. I don't understand how anyone says that this show is good, because it's just absolute garbage, and I hope that it gets canceled, honestly, because I'm so kind of pissed that it's still on TV. My main problem with this show is that I never even, like, heard about it until it, like, came on, till, like, it's, like, third season, because, it started in 2013 after Futurama got canceled, or ended, rather, and, basically it, came on. I didn't really hear much about it, and then in about, like, 7th grade or so, I started hearing about it more, and people were starting to say it was really good. So I checked out the first season, watched about 6 episodes from it, and I thought, this is alright. This is weird, and I don't really understand it, but I guess I could see myself getting into this. I didn't come back to it for a while, and then, I just, like, never really finished, I just never finished season. And then over time, I just started to hear more and more about it, and it just started to really annoy me, and I started to say it was, like, one of the worst cartoons I've ever seen and everything, so... And then I went back, and I thought, you know what, maybe I should just watch it again, and maybe I'll like it more. Watched all of season 1 watched the whole season again, and I still didn't like it, and I was like, man, this is still so bad. And, like, it was actually the worst second time around, because I saw some episodes that were even worse than the first, like, 4 or 5 episodes of the season 1. So yeah, I haven't seen, like, any episodes that were good. I haven't seen anything from it that I really enjoyed. And I just don't really get the show, honestly. It's weird. Another just weird Adult Swim show that people, talk about. The fact that people talk about this one, but they don't talk about, like, Aqua Teen or any of those other shows in the same, way, but it just doesn't really make sense, because this is just another one of those shows, but people don't see it the same way, I guess. Coming at number 5, we have another Nickelodeon show, and easily the worst Nickelodeon show of all time. We have Sanjay and Craig. Yeah. Of all the gross out stuff on Nickelodeon, this is easily the worst. This is easily probably the worst gross out show of all time, I want to say, if you don't count the couple that we have coming up. Yeah, this show is just awful. It's, filled with so much fart humor and so many toilet humor jokes and things like that it'll just get so annoying after a few episodes. When I was a kid, I saw a few episodes of the show, and I absolutely hated it. I was like, man, this is so bad. This is so unfunny. This is just so weird and disturbing and creepy and just horrible. Because, like, this show is kind of mature for most Nickelodeon shows, I'll say. Like, with all its like humor and stuff, it's really not for kids. It's really more of like a Ren and Stimpy or something like that, where it was, seems more of like kind of for older audience. Maybe not like a full-on adult cartoon, but maybe for just older kids, older audiences. In the same way that Ren and Stimpy was seen back in the day when it was played on Nickelodeon, but many people didn't see it as a kid show. But they still saw it that way. I don't really understand. And I don't like I should say I don't like a lot of these gross out shows. Ren and Stimpy, a lot of the 90s stuff, Mega Babies and all that. But, like, the only one that does gross out a lot that is actually really funny is Bob's Burgers. And I really like that show. And that show does the fart humor and everything really well. They do it perfectly, but Sanjay and Craig and a lot of other shows that do gross out and like movies and stuff, it's just never funny, and it's just never interesting, and yeah, it's just, the show sucks. Coming at number 4, we have another very popular adult cartoon that many people are going to disagree with me on, is Big Mouth. Yes, Big Mouth, the very popular show on Netflix about sex education. Yes, let's talk Big Mouth. Another show that I watched, when it like first came out, and I really liked it. Actually, I really actually liked it. Thought it was super funny. I thought it was super clever, and at the time I saw it as kind of like an underrated gem. I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty good, and one that, I'm not hearing much about. Many people kind of saw it as kind of just weird and disturbing when it first came out, the first season on Netflix. But I really liked it, and then season 2 came out, and people were really praising it. And I never saw season 2. I never saw anything past the first season. But I was still in that mindset of, oh, okay, it's getting popular. It's getting kind of overrated now, but it's still, I can respect it. And then over time, more of it came out, and more people started to respect it and see it as a very wholesome show. And then I started to just get in the mindset of, okay, this show isn't very good, and it's actually really disturbing. After reading things online, people complaining about it, saying that it was, kind of child pornography and like just kind of weird shit like that. The people that were saying it's definitely not for kids, it's definitely not safe for work or anything like that. But then there's another group of people that are saying, oh, it's like so educational and so informative and so like definitely kids need to watch it and they need to, play it in sex ed class. And it's like, we don't need any of that shit. And like people were literally like saying things like that, like the huge, fan base that loves this show and absolutely praises it. They say so much good things about it. And like this show was never intended for kids. This show is rated TVMA. It's for mature audiences only. It's for 17 and up. And it's definitely not for kids at all. It's definitely for like only like teenagers and adults should like ever watch it. And even then, I don't know if they'll find it funny. So I don't really know who the target audience was, when the show really came out. It's kind of one of those shows that you'll see when you're like a preteen, maybe early teenager, and you'll really love it. And then as an adult, you'll start watching it again, maybe, and you'll just see it as a really weird and disturbing show. And it's just, it's just another one of those shows. And it's also the worst adult cartoon of all time, in my opinion. There are no other ones on this list. Well, actually, there's one more. I lied. But it's more of it's not really a TV show, but we'll talk about it later. But yeah, anyway, Big Mouth, horrible. For people that love cuties, for people that are, like Dan Schneider, that really are like kind of creepy and disturbing. Dan Schneider, EDP, Drake Bell, Kyle Massey, Kevin Spacey, all those like kind of pedophiles that, love these shows. You'll definitely love Big Mouth, but for everyone else, you will absolutely hate it. Coming at number 3 is definitely one that many people are going to talk about, and that is Caillou. Yes, Caillou, the worst preschool show of all time. Definitely the worst one for kids to watch. Many parents have complained about it over the years, and PBS Kids have still played it. They still play it up until the end of 2020. They announced that they would stop playing reruns of it. And now, again, like I said earlier, they were going to start playing it on that Cartoon Network preschool block, which I don't really understand why they're doing that in general, but why would they play Caillou? I don't know. But yeah, Caillou obviously is super annoying. It's super fucking horrible. Even when I was a kid, I really did not like the show, and I really kind of saw past it pretty early on in my childhood of how like kind of destructive it is to, for kids to watch it and stuff. Sometimes I watched it to make fun of it, to like kind of laugh and joke about how annoying Caillou is and how much of a brat that little piece of shit is, but most times I just, thought it was super annoying and super bad. And this was still at the time when I was still watching like Arthur and Word Girl and all the good PBS Kids shows, Clifford, Electric Company, Curious George, all that stuff. Would start to really, really grind on Caillou and, other PBS Kids shows I didn't like, Super Wide, Barney, etc. Yeah, this show was just awful. And also another really funny thing about it that I gotta mention is that they made like kind of a reboot of it, which came out I think in like the UK and stuff, and it was on YouTube for free basically, I guess, in like the UK and stuff. And then in the US they like never released it because they like didn't want to, because they knew that Caillou was super annoying and everyone was gonna be pissed about it, so they never released it until 2021. And now you can go on YouTube and find like every episode of this horrible reboot that no one likes. And yeah, it's still just as bad as the original. The animation is even worse on it, by the way. And yeah, there's really nothing positive I can say about it. So, number three, Caillou. But many people are gonna ask, why is it not number one? Well, because the top two are even more annoying, even worse, and even more just awful than Caillou somehow. Coming in at number two, we have Happy Tree Friends. Yes, a very violent, very adult show that kids should never watch, obviously. It's kind of the same thing I said about Big Mouth. It's one of those shows that you might see as a preteen or a teenager and think, oh, it's super funny, yeah. But then as an adult, when you start to see past, the shit in it, you'll realize, oh, okay, yeah, this show really is not that good and is really actually really disturbing and gross and disgusting. Yeah, I never saw the show as a preteen. I knew about it, but I never really saw it. I didn't really know it was really a TV show. I thought it was actually a TV show. I didn't know it was, just an internet cartoon, but it is. I think they had a TV show for it that was on G4 or something like that, but I never really heard much about that. Obviously, everyone just knows about the internet series from Mondo Media on YouTube and, Newgrounds and all those platforms. And, many people have seen it. Some people like it, some people say it's funny and in a stupid way. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure show. I just see it as a really dumb show that's really pointless and really just, gory to be gory, and it's kind of like Mr. Pickles, and other kind of adult, ish shows and movies and stuff, the Final Destination movies and things like that are just super gory, just, on purpose. There's no point, there's no proper writing in them, there's no real, morals or anything. It's just violence on top of violence, for on purpose, for no real reason. And yeah, it's just one of those, yeah, just not good. And before we get to number one, a couple honorable mentions I'll throw out real quick. First one is one that no one's ever heard of, Princess. So I'll talk about this one a little bit. So this is an old internet cartoon actually made by Trey and Matt, who did South Park. They did 2 episodes of it, I think originally on Newgrounds or something like that. And they were both really adultish and really really just disturbing and weird. And I'm not even going to talk about what happens in them because they're just too inappropriate to talk about on a video like this. But yeah, this show, kind of internet series, didn't last very long. It lasted 2 episodes. They never made any more of it because it was just really bad. If you never heard of it, look it up. You might find it interesting, but most people have just said it's bad. Next one, Ren and Stimpy Adult Party Cartoon. Like I said about Sanjay and Craig, another gross out cartoon. One that kind of popularized the genre back in the day was Ren and Stimpy. A lot of people like the original show, but say this one's dog shit. I just kind of think they're kind of the same, but I guess I could say this one is slightly worse. It's just another gross out show to be grossed out by. It's nothing proper writing. There's nothing in it that makes it a show. It's just stupid fart jokes and shit like that. So, there's no point in even talking about it. The Problem Solvers, everyone knows this one. It causes seizures. It has horrible animation. It has some of the most annoying characters ever. It got canceled and then was brought back on Netflix, and those episodes are lost now because Netflix removed it. And no one ever wants to watch the second season or no one wants to bother to find the second season episodes because they're horrible. And yeah, this show is just bad. The Adventures of Kid Danger, another Nickelodeon one here, based on the Henry Danger TV series, which is horrible in itself. This show comes out, and this show is just even worse, and just another stupid superhero show. Yeah, I don't even have much to say about these shows. The Mighty Bee, another Nickelodeon show. Some of the worst morals ever in any show ever are in this show. Some of the most annoying characters. This is almost Caillou, but for an older audience. It's so bad. And last but not least, Teletubbies and Booba. I always put these two together because they're just kind of similar. Most people probably know these. They're, preschool shows, puppets and weird, disturbing acid trips, things like that. The baby's face in the sun. Booba was, these bright, colorful, like bouncy things that are all like, murmuring and shit. And it's just weird stuff that, obviously, you might watch it as a kid and think, oh, it's entertaining, but as an adult, you'll see it and you'll be disturbed as hell. Booba and Teletubbies. And finally, the number one worst cartoon of all time. And I have to just be super dramatic here because this show is so bad. And like literally any of the other shows I've talked about on this list, you could say that they are just awesome. You could say whatever you want about them. But if you say anything good about this show, then like there is something wrong with you because this show is so god awful and so annoying. This show is Angela Anaconda, and that is my number one worst cartoon of all time. So let's talk about it. So where to start with this one? Number one, the main problem I have with this show, flat out, animation is the worst animation I've ever seen in any cartoon ever. I mean, if you think this is quality animation, then there is something wrong with you. Because, like, there is, like, nothing good about this. Like, you could say, like, seeing this and then seeing, 12-ounce mouse. Like, this is, like, God tier compared to this shit. This show isn't that good in itself, and the animation is pretty awful, but, like, I'd rather watch this than watch this, Just awful shows, This show is easily the worst out there, It's got horrible characters, it's got horrible messages, horrible morals, a really bad story, just really stupid fucking people in it, and just, the creator is a really annoying woman, and just nothing about it's good. I've seen a few episodes of it, and, like, none of them are good. They're all just make me want to turn off, my phone. That's where I watch most of my stuff. Just make me want to turn off my phone because I can't even watch this show for more than like 5 minutes without turning it off because it's so bad and so awful. And the animation, like, you'd rather like take your eyes out and like send them, mail them to the creator of the show and ask her why the fuck did this show ever get made, because this show is so horrible and like no one's ever gonna watch it. And I don't think most people did because it came out in the 90s, on like Fox Kids in America, and then like on, it's originally a Canadian show, so it was on like YTV or something like that in Canada. But I haven't heard like anyone online ever have like nostalgia for this show. Like everyone just says it's a horrible show, and most people don't even know about it until now. And they say, oh, it's like one of the worst out there. And yeah, this show, just no one likes it. No one ever says anything good about it. And it's on Tubi, which if you guys know Tubi, it's a free streaming site, which has a lot of like really crappy like movies and shows and stuff. They got some good stuff on there. They had some pretty quality movies from time to time. They have some pretty good animated shows. But this is like the only show or movie that I usually say is like the only one that deserves to be just dumped on like Tubi and Pluto TV and like all the free streaming sites, because it's just like the worst cartoon ever. And I would say it's maybe the worst TV show of all time. Not even like not even just cartoons, just of any live action, any of the reality shows, The Bachelor, The Masked Singer, any of that stupid crap, or any of this like cable, the MTV's, Jersey Shore, Catfish, any of that stupid shit. I'd rather watch those than this because this show is so bad. And yeah, just never watch it. It's horrible. It'll make you just want to rip your fucking ears off because you don't want to hear that theme song. You don't want to look at it. You don't want to, even mess with this show. This show will destroy you, or this show will haunt you for life. And yeah, this show, you just never want to watch it. So yeah, that was my list of the top 15 worst cartoons of all time, in my opinion. If you have any ones, if you want to name some that I missed, go ahead in the comments below. Beyond that, subscribe, like, comment, look out for new uploads. See you in the next video.
Hit me!
At first I did love you, but I just
Garbage ass cartoon.
late nights thinking of you,
What is this?
until I got my nut.
Do not watch it.
Lesson learned. You was
A bigger brat in TV.
Wait, oh, I totally messed that up.
bridges burned all across the board. Destroyed, but what for? When I get signed, homie, I'm acting fool. Hit the dance floor, strobe lights in the room. Snatch your little secretary bitch for the homies. Blue eye double with a fat ass smoke. I'ma buy a brand new Cuddy on Vows. Truck the hood up 2 times, do slow. Platinum on everything, platinum on wedding ring. Married to the game and a bad bitch show.
Coming in at number 4, we have another very popular adult cartoon that many people are going to disagree with me on, which is Big Mouth. Yes, Big Mouth, the show about sex ed, the show about talking penises, the show about the hormone monster, giving kids wet dreams and shit. This is the show that has all that crap in it. Okay. Before we get to number 1,
we have some bad news. You got an NC-17, and I was like, that's great. Because I thought, oh, NC-17, all the films that I love have it, they were like, oh, that used to be an X. They were like, no, that's not good. And I was like, well, why? And they said, well, because the studio won't release your movie if it has an NC-17.
For seeing my pubic hair, we get an NC-17.
Felching is when you fuck someone and suck your own cum out of their asshole. Well,
to which I was like, Jim, do you think that your 16-year-old daughter hasn't masturbated already? Like, do you really think there's anything in that scene that this chick done or hasn't already tried when, the lights go out at night or in the bathroom or in the tub or with the shower head or something like that? Like, I'm telling you, man, like, I'm not teaching this broad anything new.
You can have missionary and her on top, and that's it.
I enjoy getting fucked.
Being a woman, I get it in places that most people don't.
That's my hooker wig.
That's what it looks like? I guess. What does yours look like?
where are we going?
To your place. We're gonna have some sex.
Well, first of all teenagers, because of the internet, have seen more hardcore pornography than their parents have seen. They've seen the most hideous things you can find on the internet, believe me, and they've all seen them. What else do you think they're doing? Do you think they're doing the homework upstairs? I mean, come on, all kids have searched and gone deep into web porn sites. Who wouldn't as a teenager?
We have to stamp something with a rating that prevents them from seeing it, even with a fucking parent.
I had seen the trailer a million times of Jason Biggs masturbating in an apple pie in the trailer.
Some of the kinkier terms, like felching and stuff, they explained to the MPA what felching meant.
It's just two puppets in sexual positions.
Acts involving oral sex with females, anal sex, fetishes, more than two humans, or what the MPAA deems aberrational behavior.
I know a lot of perverts, and I don't know anyone that's done that, and I said that in my appeal.
He's on top, gyrating around, and stops when he spots Chayo.
I was struck with Ted Stevens. I've never heard that before, but I like to claim that, Ted, when you said he has friends on both sides of the aisle, but he doesn't know about an aisle. I like that.
And we were just like, that's not a joke. That's just like that's nothing. That's two positions. You can't even make a scene out of that.
I think from what I read now, in 8th grade, girls give blowjobs routinely. Well, if I was a parent, I hope they were sploshing instead of giving blowjobs.
Splashing is the erotic urge to dump food in your private area.
I think you ought to hope your children are doing perverted sex acts with food.
And they have these bullshit statistics that they bring up.
The irony of it is, if it's presented in a sort of shoulder-up sort of way, it tends to be an R. And if the camera is further away, where the perspiration doesn't show, where it's not like right in there with them in the bed, but if you see a touch of hip, it's that pelvic thrusting.
Oh, I think there is definitely like a thrust number, yeah.
Of actual thrusting.
Blue collar, top dollar, 3 weeks paid, union job, benefits that don't stop. Ain't this the life? Sliding right to Wednesday, it's all downhill from here. The weekends in my lazy boy, but man, I got it made. Work, 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 work. Never mind what you mind, keep in mind in your work. Work, 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 work. Idle hands, the devil's playground. Work, 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 work.
I don't think many parents are going to fret because their children can't see a sex orgy on the screen.
And it does spend a lot of time. I mean, it's a long scene. This orgasm lasts a long time, okay? It's like kind of amazing.
Mrs. Nita sticks her hand into Hatsumoto's robe and inserts her fingers into her vagina.
Which is sex among 3 young people.
To want to go in and fight for my pubic hair.
Because they were going, look at that man. What is a weirdo? What is he doing? Is he filming us? And
I'm going to say the F word. It's a fascist system.
So, I think that nobody gets to come, basically. I think that that's what it is.
This is not a real dirty movie.
It was a funny horror film. And in the first 10 minutes, a woman gets her fake breasts cut out. Oh! And there's blood everywhere.
Why people can't go see this terrific movie just because it has, this word in it.
Nude prisoner's penis and ass cheeks exposed.
So filmmakers are urged to choose their fuck carefully.
You are soft and cuddly. You are a Nazi prom queen, bruised knuckle boy, tired of crawling.
Look out, Mom. Here come more shits. Bullshit, dumb shit, little shit, shit-faced, and shithead.
She moves her hand and shows her wet fingers to prove she's just had sex.
So I shoot Brandon in the head, and I do all these things to him, and that's fundamentally okay.
Violence is fine, sex isn't.
It's just full of dismemberments, decapitation, the most grisly kind of violence.
And assault against women, because it's so insanely overused.
Violence is fine, sex isn't. Violence is fine, sex isn't.
Like 1,000 handicapped orphans decimated by a hail of gunfire.
Violence is fine, sex isn't.
An NC-17 may range from a senior citizen gangbang to a foreign Pedro Almodovar film.
I had to cut one shot where you just infer that one of the girls is like going towards the crotch of the other girl.
You're so close. If only you could make that scene a bit fuzzier.
Look at that language. Wait. Fucks 20 plus, motherfuckers 20 plus. Who's counted the fucks?
There may be strong language, like shit or ass.
But I know lots of people who don't look like cops.
Do you want more?
We were told anything with a dildo would have to be removed.
And brief nudity, like showing off an ass. Or light violence, like getting kicked in the ass.
Well, he needed to cut out this, change this to this, and it was extremely specific. This word, this line, this joke.
What about, can you go through people's trash?
I look like a cop. I couldn't get away with any kind of undercover work.
G means general audiences. No nudity, no sex, and no drugs. Violence must be cartoonish and minimal. And there may be language that goes beyond polite conversation. There may be sexual themes, frank sex talk, sexualized nudity, tough language, and tough violence.
The worst censorship of all, I believe, is Walmart, Blockbuster. All the big chains that are probably responsible for 40% of all videos sold, DVDs, will not carry NC-17.
Chayo peeks in on Hatsumoto having sex with boyfriend in her room.
For making a gay film.
Were there any gays or lesbians on the board during your tenure?
Well, you know, to my knowledge, there weren't any that were self-proclaimed homosexuals on the board while I was there. No.
Becky was outside that same building.
The fact is that this whole controversy is whether or not you can make a dozen more adult pictures a year.
Hi, is this the MPAA? Could I have the film ratings department? Yes. I'd like to submit my film for a rating. It's a documentary. It's about how films are rated. So, was everybody able to see the film?
Yeah, I have a rating for you. It's NC-17 for some graphic sexual content.
Okay, so it's NC-17 for graphic sexual content.
Some graphic sexual content.
Some graphic sexual content. Okay. Now, because I'm very interested in this being as accurate as possible, were there any, glaring inaccuracies in it that you might let me know about, or?
You know, I'm not gonna comment on the film in any other aspect than the rating aspect of it.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
You're not taping this conversation, are you?
No, I'm not taping the conversation.
Are you a parent?
I am a parent.
Well, do you feel there's material in your film you wouldn't want your children to see?
It's really all dependent on the child and the context in which they see it, actually.
Well, I don't think you'd be a very good rater.
You don't think I'm going to be a good rater myself?
No.
Well, do you ever do interviews at all?
No.
Well, but why? I don't understand why the names are anonymous, because,
their names are kept secret so they can come to work every day and not feel pressure.
But it seems like the raters who you're trying to protect from influence actually are in direct contact with the people who can influence them. The senior raters especially.
They are strong people and I trust them.
Well, why can't you have an entire board of those kind of people and not worry about it and just have it public? Now that the public will know their names, will the same raters continue to rate the films?
I haven't thought about that.
Well, let me ask you this. What was the vote, of the raters?
We don't disclose that.
Can you tell me if it was close or not close or anything like that?
It wasn't close.
Could you send out the notes that people take or whatever the ratings that the individual, raters do?
No.
Okay. And how many people saw it?
We don't give out that information.
And if I, resubmit to try to get an R rating and I take out some footage, how do I know that I won't take out something that I didn't need to take out?
I guess you can't know, but if less graphic material is there, we're in a better position to help you.
Okay. So I formally accept the NC-17, and I think I should probably at this point move to the appeal stage. Now, in your opinion and your experience, do you think I'd have a chance to overturn the appeal?
No, I don't think so, but you are welcome to try.
Hello, this is Kirby.
I want to make sure you're aware of the things that we don't allow. First, you can't compare scenes in your film to similar scenes in other films.
Well, let me ask you about that. Can I compare films as a whole then, from one film, compare my film to another film?
No. Referring to any other film is never allowed.
Can I go ahead and do that? Will anything happen?
I will cut you off.
You're going to cut me off?
Yes, I will.
Can I go ahead and do that? Will anything happen?
I will cut you off.
You're going to cut me off?
Yes, I will.
To restrict me in that way is sort of, you are part of the MPAA. They're the people, that I'm, it's their organization that I'm, sort of up against here. And then you're restricting, my opportunity to speak. It's like I'm going kind of into a stacked situation here in a way. At least I'm actually very surprised to hear that I couldn't actually, that I would actually get cut off.
It's not I can't
even speak,
Kirby,
basically.
But every system has
its
rules, and you have to follow those rules.
But do I introduce myself individually to each person? They say, hi, I'm such and such from such and such, and
No, I'm afraid we don't do that.
Can I have a list of the people that are there, just so that I know who those people are who've made a decision?
No, absolutely
not. I can't even have a list of the people who made a decision about my film?
No. You don't need to know those names.
Wait a minute. That doesn't seem right. Because, this is not a secret board. The ratings board is secret, but this isn't secret. So why can't I at least have a list of those names? I mean, that doesn't, that seems like a sort of a star chamber or something. They're gone. Hello? 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 Hello?
We're here.
Oh, where'd you go?
We're just looking at the rules.
Oh, I see. Well, but nonetheless, Greg, why can't I have that list of those names? I mean...
Kirby, we choose not to make those names public.
But it's not a secret board, is it?
I'm not going to tell you their names.
December 21st, 2005 was the day of my appeal. No cameras or press were permitted inside the building, and there was no written record of the proceedings. The chair was Greg Geckner, the attorney for the MPAA. Everyone was given a badge with only a number on it. My number was 22. After introducing myself, I asked for the names of the people on the appeals board. The chair refused my request. I then asked for the name of the member of clergy present. That name was also refused. When I turned to the board and asked if any one of them would identify themselves, there was complete silence. The chair suggested that if I had a problem with the system, I should send a letter to the MPAA. I countered that it was the basic right of any appellant to know the people deciding his appeal. A board member yelled out that I was confused about the rules, and another shouted that I was wasting their time. The NC-17 rating was upheld by a 10-0 vote. I later learned the MPAA was so afraid of exposing the names of the appeals board members that Joan Graves made a special arrangement for them to meet first, and then she transported them all in and out of the building in a black van with tinted windows.
I don't know what's going to be on my tombstone, Harry, but I'd like to write it and say that the modest legacy that Jack Valenti left the movie industry was he freed the screen from all artificial barriers.
This is not a real dirty movie.
You rat!
I am so glad that happened. That was the funniest thing I've seen all day.
Look, someone posted a video.
Dude, that's you.
I wanna be the master.
Where did the microphone go?
Oh, it's really deep in there. If Anna sees this video, it's gonna remind her how much of a loser I used to be. All we have to do is get the video removed from YouTube. Hi there. Is Mr. YouTube available to see us?
Hey, you're the backflip microphone guy. Where'd the microphone go? I think it's in that boy's ass.
Steve YouTube.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hi.
I don't touch. I don't touch.
I need that video removed from your website. Your best bet is to change the video from the inside.
Listen, you're a guy. What the hell?
Jenna, I've commented on a bunch of your videos.
Yeah, I know exactly who you are. You kidding me? No idea.
We're definitely in YouTube.
Is it weird to say the closer this guy gets to my butthole, the better it feels?
A little bit.
Let's go! If we don't get back to that portal now, we're gonna be stuck here forever!
Oh, look at the cute little whisker.
Jesus!
Come around the desk and crawl under and...
Whoa, oh my! You thought there was a portal under my desk, and you saw my wiener. That is the best joke ever.
Now available to own on video and DVD. Now available on Disney DVD and video. The all-new Roly Poly Oly, the great defender of fun. Come along on Oly's newest, zaniest, out-of-this-world adventure.
It's Zoe's birthday!
In this all-new, full-length movie, the party's just getting started until the fun is undone by the newest villain from outer space.
Lumius Maximus, the #1 enemy of fun.
I hate birthday parties! No
fun for anyone. Played by veteran actor James Woods, Gloomious Maximus sets out to steal the fun from everyone.
No! Looks like the last laugh is mine.
Until Oli gears up to save the day.
I guess we'll have to be great defenders of fun. Yeah!
And only on DVD, get a hilarious bonus cartoon, a DVD storybook, and a cool multi-level game just for kids.
Sweet!
Blast off into a galaxy of giggles. With Roly-Poly Oli, the great defender of fun. Now available on Disney DVD and video.
Whoa! That's really bad.
Heads up, everybody! It's showtime!
Grab shell, dude!
Ready?
Ready!
Oh boy, oh boy!
Suck it.
You got a problem, buddy? Do you?
Where is my super suit?
Spit that out right now!
You mean you don't like me?
So long, partner.
I'm joy. This is sadness. That's anger. This is disgust. And that's fear.
Look out!
Come on, group hug. You too, anger.
Don't touch me.
So, Riley, how was the first day of school?
Fine, I guess.
Did you guys pick up on that?
Sure did.
Something's wrong. Signal the husband.
Uh-oh, she's looking at us. What did she say?
Oh, sorry, sir. No one was listening.
Is it garbage night? We left the toilet seat up. What is it, woman? What?
I'm joy. This is sadness. That's anger.
What?
This is disgust. And that's fear. We're Riley's emotions. These are Riley's memories. They're mostly happy, you'll notice, not to brag.
I wanted to maybe hold one.
What happened? Sadness?
She did something to the memory.
Is everything okay?
I don't know.
Take it back, Joy.
Trying. Joy, no,
Let
wait.
go.
The core memories.
Can I say that curse word now?
What do we do now?
Nothing's working. Why isn't it working?
We have a major problem.
Oh, I wish Joy was here.
We can fix this. We just have to get back to headquarters.
That's long-term memory. You could get lost in there.
Think positive.
Okay. I'm positive you will get lost in there.
What was that? Was it a bear?
There are no bears in San Francisco.
I saw a really hairy guy. He looked like a bear.
This place is huge. Imagination Land? No way. Dream Productions? Rainbow Unicorn? She's right there. I loved you in Fairy Dream Adventure Part 7. Okay, bye. I love you. You can't focus on what's going wrong. There's always a way to turn things around. It's broccoli.
Congratulations, San Francisco. You've ruined pizza.
Who's the birthday girl?
Brain freeze!
That's me, Red.
Sure thing, come on in.
If you think you know the story,
What big hands you have, and what big ears you have.
Old people just have big ears, dear.
if you think you know the legend,
And Granny, what big eyes you have.
Are we just gonna sit around here and talk about how big I'm getting?
think again.
Granny!
What do we got?
It's a domestic disturbance. Breaking and entering, wielding an axe without a license, intent to eat.
Nicky Flippers, what are you doing here?
We've got 4 suspects, and that means 4 stories. Someone will spill the beans.
Beans?
An innocent little girl who's not so innocent.
They call me Red because of this red hood I wear.
What about when you're not wearing it?
I usually wear it.
A big bad wolf who's not so bad.
So, you really took a beating from a little girl.
Awkward.
A sweet grandmother who's not so sweet. And a lumberjack who doesn't know jack.
Ooh, this guy's a loon.
Watch it, Chief. My mama's half loon.
Now, a shocking crime will become the world's biggest mystery.
Who do you work for?
We were hired by the bandit. Now we go after the little red hooded girl.
You're unbelievable.
Want to know about the little girl in the red hood?
Don't know a thing, never heard of. Sweet gal, not like that Bo Peep.
Anne Hathaway.
A wolf stopping kids in the middle of the forest? That's pretty creepy.
We don't arrest people for being creepy.
Yeah, Bruce, know that guy we got in the tank?
The creepy one?
Yeah, better let him go.
Glenn Close.
Afternoon.
Anthony Anderson. And Jim Belushi.
Run!
Hoodwinked.
Now she's up the creek and she's singing everywhere she goes. She's like, la, 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 la.
You ever thought about decaffeinated coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
You're unbelievable.
Legend tells of 3 magic stones, and an evil so powerful that the only one who can stop it is the world's most fearless warrior.
The fearless warrior couldn't make it today, so I came instead.
One dog must lead an unlikely fellowship on the adventure of a lifetime.
It's all clear. Come on.
3 stones to rule the world.
My precious.
Kidding.
One dog to find them. Dougal.
Get the diamond!
I didn't know they were shooting Ice Age 2 up in here.
From the creator of The Fairly Odd Parents. If he can't save us,
I can fly!
No, I can't.
then someone else will have to.
I'm fine. I broke the fall with my face.
Featuring Chevy Chase, Judi Dench, Jimmy Fallon, Whoopi Goldberg, William H. Macy, Ian McKellen, Kevin Smith, and Jon Stewart. Dougal.
Admiral Frank Beardsley runs a tight ship.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Aye, aye, sir.
William, what have you got there?
Academy applications, SAT forms, and the number of the girl 2 houses down.
Outstanding.
Helen North
Mom! What? He's painting our roses again.
It's art.
takes a more relaxed approach.
Poems are for free expression, not for good impressions.
They're total opposites,
It was so romantic.
I was up all night Googling her.
Gee, Frank, you Googled some chick?
What do you think that means?
Something dirty.
and a perfect match.
So, I asked her to marry me.
And I said yes.
Helen, this is my crew.
Looks like the J. Crew catalog came to life. Frank, these are my kids.
Total freak show.
This Thanksgiving,
Listen up! These are your schedules with latrine times.
Mom gets married, we get drafted.
styles are conflicting.
What are you doing? It's called decorating. That's called vandalism. Hey.
Hey, forget about it. He's cute, but totally shallow. And again, maybe he is your type.
Cultures are clashing.
I have to get ready for school!
Nothing says time to get out of the bathroom like...
What are you doing? Webcasting!
And the only thing that can bring them together
1 hour, see together, gonna be best friends.
Raise a cheer! Get me down from here!
is a plan
None of us likes this situation, but if we want out, we gotta stop fighting and get them to start.
to break their parents apart.
It's clean.
I can't work with clean. I have a deadline.
The Admiral always says a clean ship is a happy ship.
I knew you put them up to us.
Is that what you think?
Yes.
Then I think that I'm sleeping somewhere else.
Dennis Quaid, Rene Russo,
We just need one more big thing to push them over the edge.
yours, mine, and ours.
Everybody ready? Hi, you've reached Frank.
Helen, Harry, Michael, Joni, Phoebe,
William.
Otter, Eli, Christina, Ethan, Nick.
The annual purge will conclude in 3, 2, 1. Thank you for your participation.
We survived.
All police and emergency services have been reinstated. All crime, including murder, is now illegal.
Come on, let's get to work. One night only. Rest of the year is peaceful.
Help me! Help me! The purge is over, please!
No, it ain't.
This is insane. Nobody hear the sirens?
There's no crime anymore. Anything goes.
You rich can't hide behind your steel walls no more. Powerless. How's that feel? This is the real purge. The forever purge!
Hurry up! They're coming! Come on! Follow me!
There's nowhere safe to go. No way to get help.
Oh my God.
We gotta find another way to get out of here.
This country's gonna collapse.
Mexico is opening its borders for the next 6 hours.
Let's go.
We're in this together.
¡Quieres este marrano!
English! Speak!
Does this translate?
I can't help but wonder about my fate, my destiny.
What if there's no wrong numbers? Maybe it's always the right number.
Hello?
Mom.
Jeff.
Hi.
You know you're supposed to say hello when you pick up the phone. Get off that couch or you're gonna find someplace else to live.
Just kind of in the middle of something right now, Mom.
Jeff, what do you do in the basement? You're not cleaning it.
You really want to know? You didn't like it last time we had this
Okay, no, you're right, I don't.
I got a phone call from Randy at Millennium Porsche.
We're not getting a Porsche.
You're just like in this mindset.
We don't have the money.
Yeah, that's the mindset I'm talking about.
Pat.
Surprise.
Everything happens for a reason, right? That's exactly it.
Jeff! Pat? I was on the truck. The truck came here. Now you're here?
I was meant to have a meeting with Destiny.
Mom called, she's really pissed.
Jeff's stuck. Maybe you could get him moving.
Once again, I have to pick up your slack.
What is wrong with you? Why do you want to live like this? Drifting through this life with no awareness.
What are you talking about?
Pat, who's that guy your wife's with? Why don't you just go in there and talk to her?
Oh my God, you have no idea how adult relationships work, do you? I need to find out exactly what's going on, so I'll have the upper hand later.
Something really big is happening here. My wife is having an affair. We don't know that yet. Let's follow this and see where it leads.
I'm gonna break down the door. That's a terrible idea. I've seen you try to do things physically.
Oh!
I hate my kids right now. I don't know when that happened. They were so cute.
I've been having this really weird dream about Dad lately. He says, Pat, what's the greatest day in the history of the world? And I'm like, Dad, I don't know. And he just looks at me and he smiles. And he says today. How'd you know that?
Isn't the most important thing finding someone who sees you exactly as you are?
Yeah.
I just want to feel that we both want to, like, be in love. I want it so bad. Dude, you need to say that to her.
Pat, look out! Tree!
Stay in the car. I am fine. Yes, thank you for asking. Good.
This was my last gig. If it hasn't happened by now, it's like a miracle.
Miracles happen.
What happened?
Electricity flicked off all over the world. Cheese!
Yesterday, Ellie bought you a present. All my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday.
When did you write that?
I didn't write it. Paul McCartney wrote it. The Beatles.
Who?
John, Paul, George and Ringo, the Beatles. No. Stop it. Yesterday. It's one of the greatest songs ever written.
Well, it's not Coldplay. It's not Fix You.
Do you genuinely not know who the Beatles are?
Genuinely.
Then I'm in a really, really, really complicated situation. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me.
Sorry, I'm just listening to Jack's new song.
What's this one called?
Leave it be.
Let it be.
Well, rock on, Jack.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you something. I wanna hold your hand.
Hi, we should talk. See, we pay and you write songs, and then you make a ton of money. And then we take most of it.
The one, the only,
Jack Mallet!
we would like you to write something right now.
Something in the way she moves.
No one's ever written this many great songs. How do you do it?
Attracts me like no other lover.
Sometimes it feels like someone else has written all the songs.
Hey, Jude.
I've been waiting half my life for you to wake up and love me. But I'm a school teacher and you are the world's greatest singer-songwriter.
I'm not.
Except for you are.
It's gonna be the greatest album of all time.
I've got two men who claim that the songs are theirs. Let's see how this plays out, shall we?
There's something you should know.
Please make some noise for Mr. Jack Mallet!
Let me just give you this advice. Song title. Hey, Dude. Hey, Dude. Are you sure? Hey, Dude.
It's so much better.
Dude it.
At times, the world can seem an unfriendly and sinister place. But believe us when we say that there is much more good in it than bad. And what might seem to be a series of unfortunate events may, in fact, be the first steps of a journey. Our journey begins here, at the home of our new guardian.
Hello. I am your beloved Count Olaf.
3 orphans.
My dear Violet.
an unscrupulous guardian.
All I ask is that you do each and every little thing that pops into my head while I enjoy the enormous fortune your parents left behind.
We're very concerned.
Now on DVD, based on the series of best-selling books, you're invited to discover
This way to the reptile room.
a world built by imagination, ruled by invention, and strung together by a series of unfortunate events. Paramount Pictures and DreamWorks Pictures present Jim Carrey, Jim Carrey, Jim Carrey.
And then the unthinkable happened.
Lemon Snicket's a series of unfortunate events.
Now that we're family, I can be the ultimate dad.
This is for you. It's been yours for quite a while. It will always point you in the right direction.
So let's recap. Your grandpa gets sick, doesn't tell anyone, and when he dies, he leaves you a rock with a hidden map on it that apparently leads to nothing.
You always see things for more than they appear to be on the surface. Love, Grandpa Jack.
I don't know what your granddaddy was thinking, trusting us to a boy.
There is an ancient process. Some call it science, some call it magic. Truth is, it's a little bit of both. It's called alchemy.
Where are the other elements? Where?
Your granddad has been protecting these items for many years, but now they're in danger of falling into the wrong hands.
I don't think you appreciate the gravity of your situation, Mr. Matson.
There's a new caped crusader. There's a new amazing web slinger. And now, there's a new hero who dares to be wimpy.
Are you kidding? There's one thing I've learned from my years of being a kid, it's that you have zero control over your own life.
Who's excited about the Great Heffley Road Trip?
From 20th Century Fox, a new generation of wimps hits the road. Meet Greg.
You want one?
Oh, Greg, I wouldn't encourage them.
There's only one.
Roderick.
I got us a microwave pizza.
Roderick, that's a mini safe.
And they disguised it as a microwave.
Rowley. Manny.
How about that, son? You won the grand prize.
Oh my gosh.
Mom and Dad.
First rule of a road trip is the driver is the DJ.
Tell me what I want, what I really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Please don't. Okay, fine.
This summer.
This is perfect.
New places.
Player Expo's in Indianapolis this weekend. It's only 2 inches away. I'm not sure that's how maps work.
Changing destination.
New faces.
I'm gonna gun it. What'd you guys do?
New trouble.
Oh, look how cute. The pig's better potty trained than you, Greg. Oh my God!
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul.
On June 7th, Jake Barnes disappeared into the Alaskan wilderness.
Search and Rescue's made 3 trips up there. We don't even know where to look. Nobody's picked up any signal from his emergency beacon. Why don't you two go on back to the house? There's nothing you can do here.
On June 8th, Sean and Jesse Barnes did something about it.
Dad's still alive. He'd survive no matter what. And you guys are just gonna give up on him.
Entertainment presents the most unforgettable adventure of the year.
Never give up. Never.
Alaska.
Welcome, shoppers.
Ketchup, mustard, oh, sausages and buns.
I can't be
everything you want me to be.
I can't be.
Set them straight, boys! Hey, look at this! We've got one!
Yes, we're chosen.
Yes!
Yeah! We've been chosen together.
Hey, Brenda, you and me.
I'm so happy the gods put our packages together.
It's because we belong together.
It's like we were made for each other.
Get ready, boys!
Feels amazing.
Oh, yes, I'm the first to enter eternity.
Oh, potato! Way to go, buddy!
The pipes are coming. Oh, Jesus, me eyes! Oh, gummy skin! She's peeling me skin! Oops.
You're eating children! Get your children!
So, you have learned the terrible truth.
I gotta tell everyone. Everything we believe is a lie.
What if the gods are doing this to us because we touched hips? It wasn't even that. I mean, it was fine. It's not like anyone writes home and says, "Oh God, I had the best tip."
Shake what your mama
Run,
gave
guys,
you.
run!
That's behavior. Overstated. Underrated.
Hey, I am sorry. I accidentally dropped a few things back there.
Hey! I'm gonna fix you. I'm gonna fix this.
Still coming to my party tonight?
Yeah, of course.
Emma's mates are coming, and I know one who would be perfect for you.
She's not fussy.
Really?
First day, start at the top and stay there. Stay away from the girls!
Don't you want
I want to be a writer, but my family is stuck in another century.
Writing isn't a job. I need you to do more.
Make a wish, beta.
Kiss a girl and get out of this dump. Bruce is the direct line to all that's true in this shitty world. Seriously, what does he know about our world?
Just living in a dump like this. There's something happening somewhere.
You should be listening to our music before you start getting confused and hating yourself.
Explode and tear this old town apart. Take a knife and cut this pain from my heart.
I listened to everything. I can feel it all right here. It's like Bruce knows everything I've ever felt, everything I've ever wanted. My poems, they're not brilliant, but they're mine.
Do you think that this man sings for people like us?
But he talks to me. You cannot be serious, mate.
My dream was to come here and work hard for my family.
If you don't try to fix this, we will lose our son for good.
This guy is incredible. You've never heard lyrics like his. Is that Billy Joel?
Billy Joel? You try and raise your kids right, Jay.
Bruce sings about not letting the hardness of the world stop you from letting the best of you slip away. My hope is to build a bridge to my ambitions, but not a wall between my family and me.
Purpose of your visit?
I'm going to see Bruce Springsteen's hometown.
I can't think of a better reason to visit the United States than to see the home of the boss.
Tramps like us, baby, we were born to run.
Did you write that? I've told you before your lyrics are rubbish. That didn't even rhyme!
And now, for the first time on network television, the PAX Network proudly presents the syndicated television debut of
Tech 3.
This program has been edited for content.
Alright, let's start the rant, Brian.
This thing's a piece of solid size of extra like 3 or 4 feet.
No. Alright, guys. Here's the scoop. Tech 3 belongs in the attic, right?
Oh, that's totally
It belongs up there.
Way to go. I don't care.
And you know what else, Busby? I don't care who the fight have to copy off of the Night Finder. I mean, 3 darts, pullback action, Night Finder. Not only does this gun have we're gonna give you, well, a little demo. We're gonna get every type of dart that we can find.
See? Piece of... That is what this thing is.
Here are all pieces of...
Piece of...
Okay, it actually went decently far.
Maybe 15.
15 feet? Whoa! Wow, that Whistler, huh? What do you say about 17 feet? And there's some more darts over there, a suction and a freaking dart tag. And then we're gonna tally it up.
Okay, then.
Here's the suction.
Which
wow,
sucks.
that was the best one yet. About 5. Let's see how far this That's about, maybe, I don't know, 5 feet, would you say?
Yeah, about.
Yeah. Here's the dart tag. Sorry, here's the Busby suction and the streamline. That's about 8 feet. Dart tag, about 10. And these two,
about 15.
About 15. So yeah, 15 for its top shot. Let's just see how it's fucked, because obviously it's horrible. Okay, we're gonna see how accurate it is. So I'm gonna stand over here, and we're gonna test out its accuracy.
Wow, that was such good accuracy. Congratulations, Busby. Oh my gosh, this is the best. Oh my gosh!
Wow, was that amazing or what?
Oh my gosh! What else can it do? Wow!
Wow, it hit the ground right before it hit me. You know what, Busby? Your accuracy is terrible. Now what else? Maybe the crackers who made this pizza should probably rot it. And you know what? If that's not good enough, let's compare it to the Nerf Jolts. Here's the Nerf Jolts.
See how tiny the Nerf Jolt is?
Hold on. We're gonna test out them both with an Elite Dart. Now, let's compare the size. Here's the Tech 3, and here's the Jolt. It's a lot smaller, right? And, yeah, it's a lot thinner, too. So let's see how far these go. Okay, I'm up first with the Jolts. Wow, that went far. Way out there. Probably at least 35 feet. Tech 3. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. Maybe 20 feet at max.
Yeah.
This is the Tech 3.
This right
Is the
here
Jolt.
is the Jolt.
I don't know if you guys can see that. But let's compare them. Tech 3, probably, what would you say? 20, maybe 20? How bad was that? I mean, that was comparing it to the Nerf Jolts, and that was way smaller.
But anyway, guys, we're gonna smash it.
Yeah.
In this next video, you're going to smash.
No, we're gonna smash it right now. All right, so we have a yellow one here, which Brian already took the handle off, but whatever. It's fine.
We were smashing it earlier, and the handle came.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna film Brian, and he's gonna smash it with this plastic baseball bat. Oh. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Look at the damage here. The handle came off. All right, Brian, keep on smashing, because I doubt. Oh wow, that was a fail. No fun. Sorry, this video is not very entertaining, but it's good to see. So we're back with this mother. Get it? But we found the air restrictor, and some of the shell got taken off. And look how loose the trigger is. All right, Brian, keep on smashing. Where's the bat? Oh, here it is. Oh, here's some of the shell, right there. Oh, that was beautiful. That was just beautiful. All right, let's look at all the pieces. Let's look at all the pieces. Here's the trigger. Guys, so we gathered all the pieces, and we're gonna present them.
This thing is really shiny because of the lubricant.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then this is the, you didn't even know what this is. This is where the spring goes. 9, 3, 7, 4, 10 out of 10.
Wow! Wait, 10 out of 10?
That's what it says on the very...
It says 10 out of 10. We rate this thing at the least a 0.000000001.
No, dude, it actually got a decent
out of 10.
score.
What
got a
did it?
6.6.
Its value
for version 1. But that's not for version 2, 3, or 4.
What's version 4 like?
I'll show you after this. Yes, it says 10 out of 10. Maybe the makers of this gun purposely knew that it was gonna get a good score because how good it actually is. So they purposely put it on there for every reviewer to see and to give it a 10 out of 10. Nope. And look at the spring. How is that a spring? It's not even a spring.
And there's like a little white ball
here's
on
the
the tip
plunger.
of it. Wow, wow, very, very nice.
Nope.
Busby, very, very. I mean, seriously, that's like the tip. That white part's like the tip.
I know.
Seriously.
And then the actual spring
very,
is like
very
the actual.
nice.
Yeah, if it had a hole in the top, I would be scared.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I gotta show you something after this on the computer. Stuff say that Busby does it way more than Nerf with the lubricant, but they actually like the feel of it on their hands. People say that Busby lubricant feels better than Nerf. Now, I don't know if they were on LSD or crack or some bullshit.
I wanted to say that our friend Michael.
Actually likes this gun.
He actually likes this gun.
This is his favorite gun of all time.
His favorite. He thinks that it's better than the Retaliator,
And the Long Strike, and
he
the
thinks
Night
it's better than the
Finder.
Raven, and the Quick 16, and the Stampede, and the Jolt, and all of the good guns. He chose this one, which we just smashed up.
So now he can't. But we have a blue one.
We have a blue one, but that one actually goes farther and is more accurate for some reason.
I know. This
So,
one, all right, average on the blue one, about 20 feet. Just terrible. Accuracy, about maybe a 5 out of 10.
You can't really see it on here. See that little dot with the little orange things? That's the blue one.
Anyways, so its accuracy on the blue one, about a 5 out of 10. Distance, about 20 feet. With the yellow one, accuracy, probably about 2 to 3 out of 10. And distance, about maybe 15 feet, 15 to 20 feet. So yeah, if you pick this up, which I don't recommend, unless you want to torture yourself. Then get the blue one. Or the green one. The green, there's a fourth one, which is also green, but the plunger, like this part, is a different color. And I've seen reviews and stuff on it, and they say that one actually goes worse than the yellow. That's the one. They say that one barely goes 10 feet and barely hits the target most of the time. So I've never seen that in stores before, but it's out there. It's real. So anyways, that's the Tech 3 for you.
So
Hope you enjoyed.
Bye.
Bye.
And we probably won't be posting videos this sexual anymore. So, bye.
See you.
Who ate all the gabagool?
No more gabagool for you. The doctor said it's bad for you.
I don't give a f. Can I get some more gabagool?
What am I, your servant?
You know what? I don't need this shit.
You want some gabagool? Why don't you get it from one of your little Russian who?
Tell you what, why don't you stop freaking my boy?
Let's talk about your anger towards your mother.
Anger? Anger? Anger what?
Well, you're clearly angry at her.
Yeah, no shin genius insights again. Who are you, fucking Ray Charles? Let me tell you something. I didn't have anger at her, all right? I hated that bitch.
Let's explore this.
I tell you what, you know what? Why don't you explore this? Getting better things to do with my time than sit around here all day yakking about my mother. See you next week.
Meadow, tell your father about your grades.
I'm not talking to him. He's a
Hey, watch your foot.
You are a racist
Over here dating the mother into my house.
Tony.
You just tried.
Tony.
You bring that mother.
Well, I hope you're happy.
Where's the gabagool?
Tony, please, give me a chance. Don't do this.
Shut up, you
You miserable piece of shit.
What's the matter with you, huh? You think you can He was a made man! You rat! Can't even look at you. Take him out, big puss.
My pleasure.
Who's hungry?
Oh, I could eat. How about some nice gabagool, Tony?
Puss! We don't got any gabagool, okay? So shut the f.
All right already. What do you gotta break my book?
Come on with you.
Tune in next week from 9 o'clock to 9:03 for another PAX presentation of The Sopranos.
Alright, let's start the rant, Brian.
This thing's a piece of shit. All it does is like shoot like 3 or 4 feet. It's a...
No. Alright guys, here's the scoop. Tech 3 belongs in the made this mother, right?
Oh, that's totally
It belongs up there.
It belongs up there. Boy or girl, I don't care.
And you know what else, Busby? I don't care who the have to copy off of the Night Finder. I mean, 3 darts, pullback action, Night Finder. And not only does this gun have we're gonna give you, well, a little demo. We're gonna get every type of dart that we can find.
See? Piece of, that is what this thing is.
Here are all pieces of
piece.
About 5. Let's see how far this mother, about 15. So yeah, 15 for its top shot. Let's just see how it's fucked, because obviously it's horrible. Okay, see, is terrible. Now what else? Maybe the crack who made this piece of should probably rotted. And you know what? If that's not good enough, let's compare it to the Nerf Jolts. Here's the Nerf Jolts.
See how tiny the Nerf Jolt is?
How bad was that? I mean, that was comparing it to the Nerf Jolts, and that was way smaller. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's look at the damage here. The handle came off. Alright, Brian, keep on smashing. Because I doubt... Oh, wow, that was a fail. No fun. So we're back with this mother... Get it? But we found the air restrictor, and some of the shell got taken off. And look how loose the trigger is. Alright, Brian, keep on smashing. Where's the bat? Oh, here it is. Oh, here's some of the shell. Right there. Oh, that was beautiful. That was just beautiful. Alright, let's look at all the pieces. Let's look at all the pieces. Here's the trigger. 9, 3, 7, 4, 10 out of 10.
Wow! Wait, 10 out of 10?
That's what it says on the very...
It says 10 out of...
It actually is, so they purposely put it on there for every reviewer to see and to give it a 10 out of 10. And look at the spring. How is that a spring? It's not even a spring.
And there's like a little white ball
here's
on
the
the tip
plunger.
of it. Wow, wow, very, very non-sexual. Busby, very, very, I mean seriously, that's like the tip. That white part's like the tip.
I know.
Seriously.
And then the actual spring
very,
is like
very
the actual...
non-sexual, Busby.
Yeah, if it had a hole in the top, I would be scared.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I gotta show you something after this on the computer. This stuff say that Busby does it way more than Nerf with the lubricant. But they actually like the feel of it on their hands. People say that Busby lubricant feels better than Nerf. Now, I don't know if they were on LSD or crack or some bullshit.
I wanted to say that our friend, Michael,
actually likes this gun.
he actually likes this gun.
This is his favorite gun of all time.
His favorite. He thinks that it's better than the Retaliator,
And the Long Strike, and
he
the
thinks
Night
it's better than the
Finder.
Raven, and the Quick 16, and the Stampede, and the Jumps, and all of the good guns. He chose this one, which we just smashed up.
So now he can't, but we have a blue one.
We have a blue one, but that one actually goes farther and is more accurate for some reason.
I know. About maybe 15 feet, 15 to 20 feet. So yeah, if you pick this up, which I don't recommend unless you want to torture yourself,
And you want to be sexual. And look at this little thing over
or
there.
you want to have every Busby gun,
baby.
then get the blue one. Or the green one. The green, there's a fourth one, which is also green, but the plunger, like this part, is a different color. And I've seen reviews and stuff on it, and they say that one actually goes worse than the yellow. That's the worst. They say that one barely goes 10 feet and barely hits the target most of the time. So I've never seen that in stores before, but it's out there. It's real. So anyways, that's the Tech 3 for you.
So
Hope you enjoyed.
Bye. And we probably won't be posting videos this sexual anymore. So, bye.
I know. I was just saying, how much should we get?
Yeah, Melissa, all movies are relying on sound.
All
obviously.
movies, Melissa.
But what about silent movies?
Well, those are classics, Melissa. So,
Right,
you
they're
know,
classics.
They're classics.
Silent
You know, they're
movies are
classics. You know, like
classics.
the old black and whiteies, they called them.
That's not what they called them.
Right. They call them talkies.
Yeah, they call them talkies. Yeah.
No, they called them silent movies.
No, that was
No,
where
before they were silent,
they were
there was
silent.
talkies.
There was
No,
talkies.
talkies was after silent movies.
Melissa,
No,
please.
talkies is an
Talkies,
old
no,
expression.
That's when
talkies
you
are
talk in the movie.
Melissa, it's important to know a little bit something about the history
Yeah,
of movies
that's all right,
if you're going to be in
I
them.
agree.
Right.
Right.
Go watch a talkie.
Yeah.
And then you'll
Oh,
see.
look, a triangle.
Oh, wow. That sounds kind of cool, doesn't it?
I call drums.
I call guitar.
No, I'm not, guys, I'm not playing bass.
Why?
Yeah, bass is really important to music, Jason.
Oh, then you guys play bass then.
No
You can
way.
both play bass, I'll play drums.
Jason, listen.
No, bass is thankless. Nobody cares about the bass player. He's the loser of the group.
That's not true.
He is.
That's not true, is it?
Jason, there's two reasons that you should play bass. One is because it's very important to music, and the other is because Brendan and I already called the other instruments.
I called guitar.
And I
understand,
called
but I don't
drums.
like when you guys take advantage of the speed factor because I don't.
You snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
Then I'll play rain stick.
No, we don't need percussion.
I'll
Look,
be a keyboard.
Look, for me and Melissa's style, we need a solid bass player, and that's what you are now, I guess.
Yeah,
Well, it's settled. We're a band.
that was easy.
Great. I'll call front seat on the way back.
And what?
We walked here.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm every which way.
Soldiers, workers, slaves, and farmers, nurses, queens, and drones wish they'd leave my head tonight. Let me rest my bones.
garbage ass cartoon.
What is this? Do not watch it. A bigger brat in TV.
Wait, oh, I totally messed that up.
It's severely underrated.
We do not fuck with Bill Cosby.